First of all, I have not done a YouTube video in far too long, 5 months I think, and I'm so grateful to anyone that is still subscribed or anyone that actually subscribed whilst I was gone. There were quite a few reasons for me not doing videos in this time, the first of which being I did finish college, so I had to finish all my exams and all my coursework to do with college. Then around that time I also got a new job, so I had to try and put a lot of my efforts into that with all my training that I had to do. And I completed and publicised my first ever audiobook, and that's to this book. For anyone that's actually interested in listening to that, by the way, I will leave a link in the description for that. But I've kind of got all of those things out of the way now, and I have been wanting to return to YouTube for quite a long time. And whilst I've been gone, I have gotten 2 new piercings and a tattoo, so I definitely have things that I can be making videos on. And I'm going to do those in the order of which I got them. So I got the tattoo first, and that is a rat tattoo on my side, which now means that I've got 2 tattoos in total, but I have been tattooed multiple times because I've gone back to get touch-ups or to get things added or stuff like that. And I thought this time I would actually take a picture every single day throughout the healing process to see how it heals and to show the peeling and stuff like that. Now, the way your tattoo heals will depend largely on the way you choose to heal it. I myself choose to let it soft scab, which is advised by my tattooist and which I think works best. And that's where I will put cream on it every single day for the first week of healing, and that means that rather than it forming a hard scab which can fall off and pull your ink out with it, it will instead form a soft scab, which is like what you'll find when your skin's peeling after you've gotten sunburned. It just comes off in a nice soft peel after about a week of healing. Which for me, I've always had very little colour loss in my tattoos after they've healed, so it works for me. It is, however, widely debated within the tattoo community whether it is better to leave them to heal on their own and form a hard scab or to form a soft scab. So I'm not here to say that my way is better or that the other way doesn't work, because they both do. It's up to your personal preference. So when I first get a tattoo done, I will leave it in cling film for the first 24 hours, and that helps to trap any released ink, any excess ink, or any blood or any gunk or anything coming out of it. And it does keep the tattoo soft and supple for those first 24 hours. Now, when you take that cling film off, it's gonna look really gross, and I do have a picture for that as well, but that is disgusting, I will warn you. And it's just where all the ink and the gunk and the blood, you can't really see any blood, but I imagine it is in there somewhere, has all mixed together, and it's formed sort of a sticky gunk layer on top of the tattoo itself when you remove the cling film. What I did personally was just to use a wet wipe and actually gently wipe that off, mainly focusing on the areas where there wasn't actual tattoo ink, it was around the tattoo, and because it's quite gunky it all kind of came off together. And then I put cream on it. And this is something I continued to do each day until I felt that all the excess ink and everything around it was cleaned off, because you're not really going to get all of the dirt and everything off it within that first day, because it is so sore and you do not want to push it too hard. You don't want to pull out any ink, that is the last thing that you want. And then every day as well, I'd keep on top of carefully putting on cream onto it. This isn't sponsored, I'll just say, because my last tattoo video I did get demonetised, which I can only assume is because I actually showed the brand of the cream, even though yet again I wasn't sponsored. But the cream I use to put on top of my tattoo each day is Bepanthen, which is recommended by my tattooist and was used for my family for all of their tattoos, and for me it worked perfectly. Whilst I'm talking about creams as well, I will show the tattoo numbing cream that I used. It didn't last for the entirety of the tattoo, because as you're going over the same area again and again and again, it does open up the area and make it kind of an open wound, and the numbing cream will only numb the surface. So I'd say for the first hour of this tattoo I didn't feel anything, and then you start to feel twinges in areas, and then for the last sort of 2 hours I felt everything. But I will show the brand of that numbing cream as well, because it does really work. As long as you put it on with enough time beforehand and you put it on with cling film and you do it all properly, it does work. And because I'm doing this all in a really bad order, just quickly as well, the actual pain of the tattoo, it was on my side, so onto my ribs, and a lot of people told me that it would be extremely painful, that they wouldn't get a rib tattoo, stuff like that. And I didn't really listen to them because I'd been told that a thigh tattoo was the same sort of thing, that it was incredibly painful. And I found that with my thigh tattoo, though it hurt, it was definitely bearable and it wasn't bad at all. When it came to my ribs though, once that numbing cream started wearing off, I found that it was really painful. And I will say that if I didn't have that first hour numbed, I don't know if I could have sat through the entirety of the tattoo because it was that bad. Everyone's pain threshold is different, so some people that have had a full rib tattoo probably won't find it as painful as I did, but to me it was quite painful. And you can also feel the vibration of the tattoo gun when it goes over your ribs as well, which I found was really, really weird. But getting back to the healing, annoyingly, this tattoo did not peel as much as my foxes did, my first tattoo. I was really hoping to get some really gross peeling on camera so I could show people what it does during the healing process, and I didn't really seem to get any of that. I do have some pictures of the peeling, but with my first tattoo, it was very much for the first week. I didn't really see anything. Then once I stopped using the cream, it all sort of peeled and came off in one, and I was wearing leggings every day. And then when I took the leggings off, there would just be a load of skin on them where it's all peeled off. I was using my cream for the first week, as I did with the other one, but the peeling that seemed to happen wasn't nearly as excessive, and it didn't go on for nearly as long. I'm not sure why that is, but I imagine every tattoo is different. But I should have some pictures showing day by day the progression of peeling and how it ultimately healed. You might have noticed as well that when I first got the rat done, it didn't have the tip of its tail. Because we missed that off, we completely missed it off the template and we didn't notice it at the time, so I went back to get the tail put on. So in some pictures it will have the tip of its tail, and then obviously in earlier ones when it was first healing it won't. And this is it now. I don't know if that's fully getting on camera, but that's my rat now. When it came to the placement as well, I found that as much as I love this tattoo, I think if I were to redo it, I probably would go for a different placement. Just because with a lot of the crop tops that I wear, or the jeans or the bottoms that I wear, the bottoms will cut off half of the bottom of the rat, and the crop top, even the really, really short ones, will cut off the top of the rat. So you just see the middle part of the rat at all times, unless I'm wearing like a bikini or something. And something that I find quite funny, if I sit down, because naturally everyone's stomach rolls, it will roll at an exact point where the rat will lose its neck. So I just get the head of a rat and the bottom half. And during that time, after the first week of cream, it then got to the itchy stage, which I absolutely hate. And I'm sure a lot of people feel very similarly about it if they've got tattoos. When your tattoo is healing, especially when it's peeling, it will go through a stage where it becomes incredibly itchy. But you can't actually itch it because then you run the risk of pulling the ink out. So you try everything like dabbing it or like slightly pressing it, just trying to take the itch away. And that can last for like 2 weeks and it's horrible. I hate it so much. So yeah, that's just a quick review from me about how my tattoo healed and what it did day by day. I'm sorry if it's a little bit all over the place. I am getting back into doing videos and I've not done one in a while, so it will probably take a little bit of getting used to. But feel free to let me know in the comments any ideas for new videos I can do, or your own experience with your tattoo healing, or any tattoos that you want to get. I do try to reply to every single comment if I feel that I physically can. And I'd like to say one more massive thank you to anyone that subscribed, and to anyone that hasn't, thank you for watching the video anyway, and feel free to subscribe if you'd like to. Bye!